Okay. Good morning, students. Today's okay. Today's topic is we will study second unit herbaceous plants. Okay. Then herbaceous plants are plants that have no persistent woody stem above ground. It means herbaceous plants are those plants which do not bear woody part above ground. The whole part of the herbaceous plant is soft. Okay. Herbaceous plant does not have much wood in its stem and its stem is green and soft. This plant grows fast and produces flowers and many seeds in a short period of time. That is, the life duration of herbaceous plants is generally very short. Most of the herbaceous plants are seasonal. Most herbaceous plants are small and their stems are not thick because they do not have much wood. There are some cases of big herbaceous plants, for example, papaya and banana, which looks like a tree, but these are herbaceous. The stem or aerial part of this plant does not contain woody portion. In herbaceous plant, normally water constitutes more than 90% of fresh weight, although in rare cases it can be less than 70%. Whereas in woody plants, more than 50% of fresh weight consists of water. Okay. Out of total water content in plant, 60 to 90% is located within cells, and a rest, that is 10 to 40% according to various types of plants, is present in the cell wall. The water in cell wall forms a continuum with a specialized transportation system so that a continuous water column is built from root to tip of the plant. Okay. Now, classification of herbaceous plant. Herbaceous plants are classified as annual, biennial, and perennials. Most are annuals. Uh, Generally, annuals die at the end of their growing season, leaving their seeds on the soil in the soil. After season, generally herbaceous plants, herbaceous annual plants die, and the seeds of these plants remain in the soil, and they uh, germinate again in second year when uh, conditions become favorable for the germination and growth of the plant. The seeds produces new plants which during the onset of favorable condition when temperature and moisture are suitable for germination of these plants during next year. Biennial and perennial herbaceous plants generally live for 2 or more years, but the aerial stem of these plants dies every year. Bulbs are biennial. Underground roots, generally bulbs are biennial, some are perennial. Underground roots and stem have more resistant power against unfavorable weather condition in comparison to aerial stem. The aerial stem dies as the temperature and moisture condition becomes unfavorable. But as the underground root or underground stem, it remains inside the soil. It generally survive during unfavorable condition, though it becomes inactive. The underground stem forms the new aerial shoots or new aerial stems on the onset of favorable condition during next year. Peonies are perennial herbaceous plants. Now let us take one by one various types of herbaceous plant. First class is our first category is annual plant. Annual plants are herbaceous plants because an annual is a non-woody plant because there is a non-woody material in the stem. So herbaceous annual plants are known as herbaceous annual. These are known as annual because they complete their life cycle within a year. Within a season, most of the annual plants complete their life cycle within a season. Annuals take it a step further and die altogether at the end of their long growing season, both above ground and below ground. Annual plants generally at the end of their life cycle. Generally, their life cycle is short up to a season. Generally, in most of the cases, and up to 1 year in few cases. Then the characteristic feature of annual plant is that at the end of their growing season, entire plant, including underground or above ground, aerial and underground part, both part dies, and the seeds remain for the next season as a perennating part. Seeds remain and they produces large number of seeds before dying. On the onset of favorable condition during next year, seeds germinate to produce new plants. There are many examples of annual plants. Majority of the crops like cereals, millets, vegetables, most of the vegetables, many flowers, these are annual plants. Now next one is biennial. Biennial means which complete their life cycle in 2 years. Biennial means two. Biennial herbs are that which survive unfavorable condition with their part that grow below ground, but they flower and die in their second year. During first year vegetative growth takes place, and during second year fruiting and flowering takes place, and their life cycle completed in 2 years. During second year the flowering and fruiting takes place, and after that entire plant including aerial and underground part dies, and seeds remain for the next favorable season as a perinating organ or perinating part of the plant. Examples of biennial herbs are carrot, stevia, spinach, lettuce, sage, parsley, black-eyed Susan, ragwort, onions, etc. The underground part are perennial and biennial herbs that live through adverse weather, include bulbs, corn, stolons, rhizomes, and tubers. These are the parts bulbs, corns, stolons, rhizomes, and tuber. During unfavorable condition in perennial and biennial plant, they remain survive during unfavorable condition. and produces new shoots during the next favorable season. Perennial herbs. Perennial herbs are herbs that survive with the help of their parts that grow below ground and survive unfavorable condition for many years. That is more than 2 years. Examples of such type of plants are Chrysanthemum, Peonia lactiflora, Salvia, garden phlox, Sedum, Papaver orientale, leopard plant, roses flower, maple, etc. The underground part of these perennial plants that lives during adverse weather condition includes bulbs, cords, stolones, rhizomes, and tubers, etc. Vionia saproticosa is a perennial herb. It is native to Asia and southern Europe and western North America. It is a perennial shrub, a perennial herbaceous plant. It is a national flower of China. The next topic is woody, perennial, and bulbous plant. In this unit, the next topic in your course is woody, perennial, and bulbous plant. Let us first of all we discuss about woody perennials. What are woody perennials? Woody perennials are either shrubs or trees. Generally, these are trees or some small trees are shrubs or under sometimes under shrubs. These plants increases in both height and width, and wood provides a strength to their stem, main stem. In their main stem, woody framework is covered with the bark. You can see in a figure various types of woody perennials. That these woody perennials are generally trees and shrubs. Plants having persistent woody stem above ground with life duration of more than 2 years may be regarded as woody perennials. If one can define woody perennials as a plant having persistent woody stem above ground with the life duration of more than 2 years. Woody perennials may be again classified into two categories, two types, that is trees and shrubs. They are usually considered the backbone of the garden due to longevity, size, year-round interest, and uh, food value for other animals and other aspects. Longevity means woody perennials uh, complete their life cycle in more than 2 years. Generally, woody perennials are important because these are permanent once they are planted in garden. They remains for longer time. Next, second importance is size. Woody perennials grows much larger than annuals or herbal perennials in size. That is, the size of these plants grows very fastly generally, and the size of these plants become high. And next one is year-round interest. That is, woody perennial add interest during all season, year to year. Sometimes, if there is no fruits, then uh, at the same time, plant is important because during some weather condition, other annual or uh, herbs does not live at that time. Such type of woody perennials remain in landscape. Next one is food and shelter to the wildlife. They provide food and shelter to the wildlife. There may be many types of wild life animals which live in the garden or any other landscape. These woody perennial can provide important habitat for these such type of diverse uh, wildlife, including birds and squirrels and other types of wildlife living in garden or any other areas. Though thus the woody perennials are of two types. So we first of all discuss about the first type, that is tree. The woody perennial plant with one main stem and a mass of branches and secondary stems on it is known as tree. That is, a tree is a perennial plant that contains one main stem, only one main stem. Usually, trees grows more than 4 meter tall. Generally, trees are classified into two subdivisions or two classes or two categories. These are broad-leaves and needle-like leaves or scaly. Broadleaves plants are ficus, mango, etc. Needle-like or scale leaf trees are pinus, Texas, Christmas tree, etc. Trees can take many years to mature. They grow generally very slow, though some species grow very fast. But generally, the maturity of trees takes place few years. On the basis of detaching of leaves, plant trees may again be classified into two types. That is evergreen trees. Evergreen trees are those trees that trees retain their leaves in winter or summer season. That is throughout the year. The leaves of these trees remain green throughout the year, whereas in deciduous plant, the leaves are shade during spring season. Sometimes in some plants, once in a year during autumn, they produce new shoots and flowering twigs. Generally, during at the time of adverse condition, they shed their leaves and plant remain survive. Next category of uh, woody perennial is shrubs, also known as bushes. Woody perennials that branches naturally from the base and have more than one main stem are known as shrub or bushes. The difference between trees and shrubs is that in generally there is not generally, but it is a rule that in tree there will be a single main stem which bears branches at a particular height, may say chest height, after chest height, whereas in shrubs there are many branches from the base of the soil, and uh, we can we cannot recognize any main branch in shrub. Okay, and that is in shrubs there are many branches from the soil surface, and in tree there is only one main branch from soil surface, and after chest height there may be some other branches. The length of the shrubs may be from few centimeters to up to 8 meters. Like trees, they may be of evergreen or deciduous type. Evergreen means they retain their leaves throughout the year. Deciduous means they uh, shed their leaves twice during the unfavorable condition of the year. There are many examples of shrubs which are useful for garden. Examples, some common examples are Ixora, Rhododendron, Camellia, Hund, and many species of Ficus and Bougainvillea, etc. Another category of plants which have to be studied during this unit in this unit is bulb. What is bulb? Bulb are named generally. Bulbs are underground part, and these are known as bulb due to their shape, just like electric bulb. These were named as bulb. The bulbs are herbaceous perennials, generally grown for ornamental purposes, having underground or near ground storage organ. There are storage organs. These storage organs are situated underground or near ground. That is, they are not situated in aerial uh, portion. These storage organs store food material, and during unfavorable condition, they become inactive, and they, due to storage of water and reserve food material, they does not die and survive for the next favorable condition. These storage organs may be tubules, pods, rhizomes, tubers, and tuberous roots, etc. All these types are generally termed as bulbs in horticulture. In horticulture, generally tubules, corms, rhizomes, tuberous root, and tubers all are known as bulb. Or we can say that all underground parts having reserved food material and water are known as bulb in horticulture. Okay. The just like bulbous, other terms like cormus, rhizomatous, tuberous are usually used for various types of bulbs. These terms are parallel to bulbous for bulb. Bulb species usually lose their aerial part during adverse condition. The bulb's storage organ contain moisture and nutrients that are used to survive adverse conditions in a dormant state. All the life activities are minimized to minimize to preserve the moisture and nutrient content. Only the respiration takes place, and up to next favorable condition, plant become the bulb becomes dormant and remains in that state in the ground. When conditions become favorable, these regions sustain a new growth cycle, and sprouting of new shoots started, which later on produces food and flowers as per the requirement of the plant. Bulb permit vegetative or asexual multiplication, that is, bulbs produces by means of vegetative propagation or asexual propagation. As in asexual propagation, these bulbs, various types of bulbs, are separated and multiplied, transplanted at different places, or generally cuttings may also be used for propagation. Ornamental bulbs are used in parks and gardens and as cut flower. Now let us take one by one various types of bulb. First one is true bulb. True bulb is an underground vertical shoot that has modified leaves that are used as food storage organ by the plant. For example, on the bottom of the bulb is made up of a short section of stem forming a basal plate. The storage leaves are produced from the top of the basal plate, roots from the underside. Generally, true bulbs are allium, tulipa, necrissus, or daffodil. These are common examples of true bulb. The shape of true bulb is just like electric bulb, which are used earlier for the lighting purposes. Next category is corm. Corms are also known as bulbotuber or bulb tuber. A corm is a short, vertical, four-length underground plant part. Stem. It is a stem, and it serves as a storage organ with some plants. These plants use the corm to survive adverse conditions. Examples of corms are Watsonia, Lepidotia, Crocosmia, Gladiolus, etc. These are some common examples of corm or bulbopia. A corm consists of one or more internodes with at least one growing point, generally with protective leaves modified into skins or tunicelles. Generally, in corm, there is more than one internode. That is, there is more than two nodes. Node means part of stem from where new shoots or new leaves arises. The part of a stem from where new vegetative buds or new shoots or new stem arises is known as node, and the area between two nodes is known as internode. In a corm, there may be many internodes, but at least one internode will be present. That is, there should be more than two nodes, and these nodes are generally some protective leaves. Are these leaves are modified into skins, which protect the uh, growing point tip from adverse condition, some uh, insect pest or other natural enemies present in the soil, or some biotic and other abiotic factors. Corms are stems that are internally structured with solid tissue. These are solid, which distinguish them from the bulb. In bulb, it is not solid, which are mostly made up of layered fleshy scales that are modified leaves. It means In true bulbs, if we cut the section, we see many leaflets, many layers. We have seen generally all of you have seen the onion. When you cut the onion, you see there are very uh, scale leaves. Whereas in case of corn, when you cut the corn, it is solid inside. A corn cut in half appears solid inside. On the other hand, a true bulb cut in half exposes that it is made up of many layers. Terms are structurally plant stem with nodes and internodes with buds and produces adventitious roots. On the top of the corn, one or few bulbs grow into shoot that produces normal leaves and flowers. Corms can form many small cormlets many times. These cormlets are also known as cormels from the basal area of new growing corms, especially when the main growing point is damaged. Sometimes what happens, the main growing point damaged due to some natural enemy or some other biotic or abiotic factor. In such cases, from the lower portion, many small corms, miniature size corms appear, which generally produces new plants, and these are known as cormlets or cormels. The picture shows gladiolus corm, showing the formation of small cormels at the end of stolon. Next one is rhizome. Everybody knows the famous examples of rhizome are ginger and uh, turmeric. Rhizome is a modified underground plant stem that sends out roots and shoots from its node. Rhizomes are also called as creeping rootstock or rootstocks. Rhizome develop from axillary buds and grows horizontally. They grow horizontally, that means parallel to uh, earth. The rhizome also retains the ability to allow new shoots to grow upward. Generally, shoots appear upwards, and rhizome goes horizontal to earth. The rhizome is the main stem of the plant. Examples are turmeric and ginger. Next one is stolon. Stolons are stems which grows at the soil surface or just below ground and form adventitious roots at the nodes and new plants from the buds. That is, these are types of stem which run parallel to the earth surface. They either creep on the earth surface or just below the earth surface, and they produces roots at the node. They produces a root and new shoots. Stolons are often generally called as runner. They are also known as runners. Plants with stolons are called stoloniferous plant. Stolons arises from the base of the plant. Generally, after the formation of new plant, the stolon dies. A stolon is sprouted from an existing stem and can produce a full individual. The famous example of stolon is Cynodon dactylan, common dood grass, Bermuda grass. In some species of cypress, the stolon end at the growth of tubers. The tubers are swollen stolon that form new plant. Generally, if you have seen cypress plant, commonly known as motha, in garden, generally it appears in cypress. The stolon is generally grows deep in instead of growing parallel to the earth. It grows below, and many stolons are produces. These remain dormant during unfavorable condition, and during favorable condition they produces new plants. Some other examples of stolons are Argensia, Fragraria, Pilusella, etc. Next one is tuber. Tubers are enlarged structure in some plant species used as storage organ for nutrients. They are used for the plant's perennation. That is, perennation means survival during unfavorable conditions. Generally, winter or dry months are unfavorable for various types of plants. During unfavorable condition, the perennation takes place with tubers. Tubers provide energy and nutrient for the regrowth during the next growing season and as a means of asexual reproduction. These tubers are used for asexual propagation. That is, these are asexual reproducing organs of the plant. Tubers may be of two types: stem tuber or root tuber. Stem tubers contain nodes and internodes. Stem tuber forms thickened rhizome, that is underground stem, or stolons, as you have already known about the rhizomes and stolons earlier during this lecture. The tubers form thickened rhizome. It may be generally rhizomatous or stolonous type. The examples of stem tubers are potato and yam. The famous example, a very important common example is potato. It is a tuber, it is a stem, and a root tuber are modified lateral roots. Examples of root tuber are sweet potato, cassava, and dahlia, etc. Okay, that's all about woody perennials and bulbous plant. That's all for today.